Hello my friends, this is Regular Slasher and thank you for watching my videos as usual. Yeah. In this clip, I want to offer you signs of a high value swordsman. Yeah. What are these so-called signs of a high value swordsman? It is because by nowadays, what we see in the social media, the actions, the moves, I know we all like that, but that is just an icing on the cake, to be honest, because the moves that you see are most of the time, really, it's sad to say, they do not work and are oftentimes being peddled by people who just want a quick buck or just want some attention, so to speak. Like, they want to see to the world that I can do this also. A simple movement or some twirling, like a baton, like a parade, or like a ballet dancer or something like that. Just put your own imagination and then just put a sword over there while someone twirling, like someone twirls like a ballerina and then swings that sword in the end. Well, sad to say that this doesn't work, and these are just made, and people upload this one just to get that attention, that so-called 2-second dirty high, and then after getting that 2-second dirty high, then we don't really know what's next for them, because that's their purpose, you know, the something quick. People usually want something easy and something quick. Well, even if that person in question, like, wears his own kimono and hakama or gi and wearing a sword or anything like that, and then put a tatami mat and then slash, yeah, so I'm so sorry, but even if you were able to slash the tatami mat in half and then yet your form is not correct, your something like, you just find it awkward, okay? Like, you see that something is not off, something is off, but you just cannot see it, especially if you're the ones performing it. And when people start questioning you, you start to get angry. That phenomenon, it's because we simply do not like to see the flaws. It's like looking at the mirror. I don't see a pimple, although you have lots of pimples. Anyway, you get the analogy. But one sign of a high value swordsman is that he himself posts little about these videos or pictures to social media, or in other words, the social media posts are little to none. Let me repeat that. Social media posts are little to none. Yeah. In fact, most of this, if you want to see his social media account, it's just about his family, hanging out on the beach or anywhere, just enjoy, but not about swordsmanship. Why? Because he simply just doesn't care. Because he is confident enough that he doesn't need the validation of other people. He does not need to say, oh, look at me, I'm looking at this, and come on, please share me a like because we are friends, right? No, he is not like that. He simply treats swordsmanship as it is. It's not for show. You might like to ask me, how about those people in the Instagram? On the Instagram, you see some people with sword techniques, cutting tatami mats in half, twirling it around before sheathing it back, and having a pretty face. I mean, continue doing that, like sword techniques and a beautiful, pretty face and handsome face. Come on, go ahead, continue, but acknowledge that your channel is there because it creates avenue for you to show. Alright, so that might be acceptable at some level, but if that person starts to blab his mouth outside of the world of Kenjutsu or Iaido or Kendo, whatever, we might have a problem right there. Yeah. Second point is that the discussions or casual discussions, everyday discussions, or even at the table, at the lunch table, especially when you're at work and people are aware that you are practicing this, how to use this, and then they want to know more about that, and then if you are a high value swordsman, you would want to shift the topic into other things like horses or food or for your own well-being. So this is because swordsmanship in itself is deserving another space and time, such as the dojo. So if you see someone who does not really like to discuss things about swordsmanship outside the dojo or in your club, in your case, you might want to respect the guy and then try to emulate him because he's trying to do you a favor, but by not making you feel bad about yourself. I'm just kidding. The point is, a high value swordsman acknowledges that his art is appropriate at a certain time in a certain place. Concretely, that is the dojo and the practice time. Alright. Hope you're clear about that. And if you have more questions, you can always drop some comments. Then don't forget to subscribe also if you haven't already, right? Yeah. One more point is this. A high value swordsman prefers practicing alone and undisturbed. Especially when your practice time in the dojo is quite limited. It's usually around 1.5 hours to 3 hours at max. It's not really like the whole day you need to stay there in the dojo, especially if you rent the place. Come on, it's too impractical to just stand by and then run your mouth to your friends. Oh, come on, friend, come here. Look at me. Wow, no. That's not going to work that way, because your time in the dojo is specifically for practice, for Kenjutsu practice, and you don't want it to be wasted on just trying to impress other people, right? Yeah. Last but not the least is that a high value swordsman is unassuming. He does not really care, you know. So even if you have tons of experience regarding your swordsmanship, he does not just randomly or indiscriminately talk about it or mansplain or explain in highly detail, even if the other person is not interested enough. But if you are a low value swordsman, you tend to behave. What can I call this? Randomly, just because you just want to show off in simple English. Alright, so that's it. I hope that you have more hints on what I wanted to say, and if you have something to, something to talk about, just feel free to drop in the comments, and then hopefully we can have some healthy interactions so that your information can be useful in the future. Alright, that's it, my friends. And if you like what you just saw, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And especially if you click the notification bell, you'll be the very first person to know that I have recorded and uploaded a new video that contains new information that will hopefully be of use for you in the future. Yeah. This is Regular Slasher signing off. Thank you. Much love. And どうもありがとうございました。Yeah. And cut!